Hi, welcome back. This is week 20th. This video is documenting our startup progress. And for this week, I'll be talking about life-work balance. So for startups, it's really hard to have a life-work balance. And I'll give you my tips and my experience around what it was of being a startup founder as a serial entrepreneur and how I'm experiencing, how I'm managing that right now. So let's go on with the video. So right now, I'm at a swimming school right now. So it's from end of June to early September. The kids are on summer break. So I just can't have them stay at home like all day long. So we need to do some things, fun things, family activities and all that. So I need to balance that with trying to get work done. And work done mean by I have to work on my startup. I'm a director at Marybiz. Also, I have some side projects and some projects I'm involved that I'm helping out so I can have enough income so I can sustain my life and feed my family. So I'll talk about how life balance is right now and how I think looking back as a serial entrepreneur, how startup founders can balance their life-work balance. Before we go on to the video, if you're new to this video, please subscribe. Last week we had 100 more views. That was amazing. It's been a while since I had so many views. So thank you very much if you watched the video last week. If you haven't, please do so. We produce and post videos every week. So if you are interested in our journey, please subscribe. And I'm trying to share our knowledge, our experience through the startup community. So if you can share this, like this, view this to the very end, it will help the YouTube algorithm to spread this even further, to reach out to people who need this information. So thank you for thank you for the subscribe. We had a meeting yesterday with Ted and April. Unfortunately, Josh couldn't join us. But we talked about the options, pretty much the income sharing agreement idea with the nurses doesn't seem to fly, that we've proved last week. Good thing for Ted building that model. We're thinking of other options. Are there any other professionals that would make enough income in a short term without that much education fee that we can work this out, this income sharing agreement? We're still on the research, but we kind of felt ourselves stuck. Based on the discussion, we're going to take a different approach going forward. So each of us will come up with 3 ideas. It could be something that based on the discussions we had before, or it can be something completely new. We'll throw in and present our 3 best ideas that we have. We'll critique, we'll develop on each of our ideas next week, and we'll give it another week. So in total 2 weeks to develop and see what idea seems to be the best bet for us at this situation. So we're going to work on that. About work-life balance, I'm going to talk about what I've experienced in the past, how I'm doing it right now, and some tips that might be useful for you if you're a new startup founder. So in the past, when I did Marybiz started in 2011. I had my first child, my elder son, born in 2009. So sort of like Marybiz was the second child. And then after that, in 2015, I had my second child, like my actual human second child. So Marybiz is, in my perspective, like a second child to me. So we have 3 children and he's the middle one. And as startups are very demanding. They need a lot of attention. Every day is a fight. You need to submit your pitch. Like today, your investors are requesting some information. Something goes wrong with your system and it's down, so you have to fix that. There's something wrong with the service that you provide to the clients, etc., etc., etc. So there's always something going on that needs your attention. And that has been going on for pretty much all the current startup that I've been working with. So it's tough of like managing your working hours. Like there's no office days, sort of like it's not 9 to 5, obviously. It can go on to like late at night, early in the morning. I could go on Saturdays and Sundays. For quite a long time, I didn't really have any Saturdays or Sundays or holidays off. There was no off. I would be just working, and in the breaks, I would do other things like have some private life or spend time with my family. So that was how it was with MaryBiz. Currently, right now, since MaryBiz is more on a stable stage and it's in growth stage, it doesn't need immediate attention as it used to, so I can ease off on that. So I spend more time with my family. Right now it's summer break, so right today I send off my younger kid off to swimming classes. Even for those who don't have family, or if you're not married, that's totally cool, that's fine. Think about how your private life is with your friends, maybe with your parents, with your hobby and all that. Think about the balance of that. It doesn't have to be all family related. I think it will still relate to you. So I'm spending more time in the daytime with the kids. I play games. I go play out in the yard. I go play out in the playground to play catch, play some soccer, all that. Because I find that it's really precious. You kind of notice that there's so much years you have with your kids that you spend like this. So I feel that this is really important for me to spend time with my kids. I usually wake up early around 7 a.m. I do some of the work before the kids wake up, depending on when they wake up. Sometimes they wake up really early, but usually I have an hour or so to do some work. So maybe I'll take one of these videos, maybe I'll get some research done. So I'll do that in the morning. It works also because most of our projects are in Japan. So Japan wakes up around like 3 p.m. That's 9 a.m. in Japan. I can start chatting with people. I can have meetings with them and all that. Evening time, I'll usually have a few meetings before or after dinner. And after, get them showered, I'll get them into bed after around like 10 p.m. or so. Usually the elder one's still awake and he's playing games and whatnot. After 10 or so, I start working on my work to get things done. That's my current routine and my life-work balance. Now, tips around how you should manage your work-life balance. If you're in a startup, as I mentioned in the first part, everything's very demanding. There are all things happening at the same time that need your attention. So often the case, you'll be drawn to that. Like you're trying to get the server up, trying to explain to the client why they shouldn't cancel the service, etc. Very demanding, but you need to understand what your priority is. And it shouldn't be just on the short term. A lot of things, a lot of the really important matters are long term. Family, friends, about your health, etc. That won't be affected in the short term, but if you continue what you do, if you spend too much time on work, slowly but surely the quality of life in your private life especially will start to deteriorate. So when you think about your life, you need to think about, okay, what do I want to become through my startup, but also as a whole, what kind of life do you want to spend? What kind of life do you want to live? I think that's a very important question you need to ask. Depending on that, you need to decide how much time you want to spend on family, friends, and your private life versus how much time you spend on your startup. There's no right, wrong answer to this, and often the case, this would change on your situation. Let's say you are in a more serious relationship with somebody, you need to spend more time with them. If you have like a new family member, you might want to spend more time with them. So the situation will change. You need to reassess how you prioritize things. When I'm making an important decision, I want to think of everything backwards. If I were to die, what would be the things I would be proud about? What would really matter to me? And the things that don't really matter to me at that point shouldn't be a priority. Shouldn't be at least a long-term priority. So you need to sort out your long-term priorities through the vision of what matters to your life. Once you know your priorities, you need to stick to them. Everything's a trade-off. There's a tendency of focusing on the short term, but don't get carried away with that. Good thing that you can do is block time. Schedule something in your calendar so that you won't have any meetings set up. Let's say you want to spend dinner time with your spouse, with your partner, with your friends. Block that time. Maybe not every day, but fix a few days a week or have a important day in the month that you will spend fully on your life, on your private life. I came across with this analogy of filling up a big jar. So if you fill it up with large rocks, you think it's pretty much filled, but there's still room for sand. If you pour in sand, there's still actually room for water. But if you do it the other way around, filling up water or pebbles in the beginning, those big rocks won't fill in. So you need to block the important elements, the big chunk of your life beforehand, or else all these small little things will fill up your life before you know it. So be conscious of how you spend your life, because we all have only 24 hours a day. We only have 365 days a year. It's equal to all of us. We need to understand that. We need to use our time wisely because it's the most scarce and important resource that we have. Okay, so that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching this video to the very end. Again, if you want to stick around to watch our journey, how it progresses, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any experience of yourself around like life-work balance, please write it on your comment. I love to read what your experience is or what your criteria of or your trades-off are. Also, if you have any suggestions, articles, anything, please write it in the comment section. We'll read it all. And yeah, and I'll see you next week. Bye.